David Bordwell specifies a new style of Hollywood cinema called intensified continuity, which involves faster pacing, wider shots, and intense close-ups, techniques used in contemporary film that reflect musicality. Much like the visual style of music videos, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind does the same through its use of visual motifs and its strong connection with sound. The film's director, Michel Gondry, originally started his career as a music video director. But much like other music video directors who have transitioned to feature films like Mark Webb, who did 500 Days of Summer, Gondry's distinct style of filmmaking has an innate musicality to it, particularly through his obsessive use of visual motifs coupled with the film's soundtrack, techniques that are meticulously crafted to present the film's themes of repetition and inescapability. Motifs are recurring visual elements that usually symbolize something deeper within the film's form, often reappearing at climaxes or highly emotional moments. Classic Hollywood films usually have around 5 to 7 motifs. However, Gondry piles them on in Eternal Sunshine, going up to about 30. Researcher Carolyn Vanellis, in her book Unruly Media, YouTube Music Video and the New Digital Cinema, says that the film has a striking kinship with music video, and that it's Gondry's music video experience that demonstrates how he can successfully handle presenting so many visual and oral motifs in his work. She uses the example from the Daft Punk Around the World music video, in which each of the several character types, like the mummies and the spacemen, become linked to a particular musical line. In Eternal Sunshine, not only do these motifs present themselves throughout the film in obvious ways, but they also explore the shots by being pretty imperceptible to then also occupying the foreground. And some appear way more obsessively than others. I think there's about 42 examples of blurred ambiguous faces, and 23 images of alcohol in just one montage scene. Other examples include American flags, galaxies, and skeletons. As the film is all about memory and repetition, it makes sense for Gondry to throw as many repeating symbols into the narrative. Ultimately, a memory is a psychological repetition of an experience, so Gondry's fanatic use of motifs is meant to signify the importance of remembering and keeping those memories. Some motifs, however, are much more important than others, like the plane. Initially, it's subtle throughout the film, presented on Joel's pajamas or as a picture hanging in the background of his friend's apartment. This initial subtlety is chosen by Gondry to foreshadow its significance later on in the film during the goodbye scene, a very important moment for our protagonist because it's Joel's first memory of Clementine. Vanellis suggests that the motif is used to symbolise Joel and Clementine's relationship being tied to a plane that will inevitably go down and crash. So let's just dissect the scene and see if I'm making any sense here. So as we can see, the scene begins with Joel and his friends struggling to take the plane out of the car. The plane is dismantled here, and Joel's friends mirrored the symbolism of the plane through their own dismantled relationship, as we've only seen passive-aggressive arguments from the couple throughout the film.
This is the day we met. You were down by the surf. I could just make you out in the distance. I remember being drawn to you even then.
Next, we hear the diegetic sound of the remote control plane as the shot is focused on Clementine, the first time Joel ever sees her. And it's as if the sound is a subconscious alarm for his future with her. The sound intensifies throughout the shot, which mirrors Joel's growing frustration in his dialogue here.
You were in that orange sweatshirt that I would come to know so well, and even hate eventually.
Also, tying Clementine with a plane symbol can additionally represent her adventurous spirit, and this opportunity for adventure that Joel sees in her from this initial admiration on the beach. But it isn't until this shot, when Joel gets back into the car after he's first met Clem, the beginning of his attraction to her, where the plane is at its most prominent. There's a lot going on in this one shot. You've got 3 memories intertwined in quite a confusing composition. Joel's going home in the car, but he's also buried in the sand along with the destroyed plane, as the car is driving away from a hazy image of Clementine. This parallel of Joel and the broken plane being buried in the sand together symbolically foreshadows the upcoming death, or burial if you like, of their relationship. Joel looks over his shoulder to glimpse the memory of Clementine one last time, but is blocked by the plane, which takes up the centre of the shot. Meanwhile, the audience has just heard Joel's friends say this.
I didn't crash the plane.
The lighting in this shot also forces the audience's focus on the plane. The shot is drowned in red, the same red as the plane, which further highlights the death of their relationship. I like how Gondry uses two stylistic pairings here. The classic use of colour to show the audience how our character feels, but also paired with the climax of an intricate motif to overall weave a shot capable of so much extended emotion the more you watch it. Overall, pairing this crafted imagery with its use of sound subsequently intensifies the meaning of the scene.
I love you.
The song feels highly nostalgic through its simplicity. The first 30 seconds is this repetition of 3 chords on a piano. The piano is also out of tune, which creates this lovely, fragile tone, reflecting the overall fragility of the scene, since it's Joel's last memory crumbling all around him. Finally, most of the songs of the soundtrack are under a minute long, compared to other longer Hollywood soundtracks, so the score has to be repeated multiple times throughout the film, and in this scene it's played almost back to back, once again reflecting the cyclicality of the film.
She was, just a girl.
So overall, these visual and musical repetitions may not seem all too important on the surface, but it is all part of an intricate stylistic choice to creatively package the film into its own level of uniqueness that I've never seen before in cinema. Vanellis says that the semiotically overloaded imagery in its relation to the music comes so fast that we cannot fully experience it, which stresses that Eternal Sunshine really is a film to watch and rewatch so you can fully understand the intricate meaning behind its semiotic imagery. And from my experience, it really is a film that gets better and richer the more you watch it. With each watch, you connect more and more of the scenes together, spotting the subtle symbols, and you get to know the soundtrack's hypnotic repetition, and it's pretty fun when you do. Anyway, it's recently been put on Netflix in the UK, so I'd highly recommend watching it, especially if it freaked you out a bit too much the first time round. I promise it'll be more enjoyable the second time. Which is quite funny because overall the film is all about repetition, right? And I'm telling you that the only way you can enjoy it is to repeatedly watch it.
This is it, Joel. It's gonna be gone soon.
I know.
What do we do?